In today's show, we're looking ahead to Sunday in the NBA, how we can stream to win our matchup. Michael Bolton, are you going to win yours?
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy Basketball, your daily fantasy basketball podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I am the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com and at Yahoo Sports Australia. And you can find me on Twitter as always at redrock_bball and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds and lines than ever before. BetOnline is where the game starts. Thank you for making Locked On Fantasy Basketball your first listen every day. We are free and we are available on all platforms. We're going to look at Sunday's games, how we always do on a Sunday, which categories, who we can stream in for which particular categories, which guys in Yahoo and ESPN points leagues as well. Before I do that though, hopefully you're going to win your matchup and get through to the next round. Hopefully that happens. But today marks the 500th show of this season, excluding the live pregame shows. So episode 1 of the season to me is the show that happens recapping the NBA draft. That's where I tick over to a new season. But this is the 500th show. Now it's coming on a pretty nondescript what to watch for show for a Sunday here in the middle of March, but it is the 500th show. So thanks everyone. If you listen to all 500 shows, you're crazy, but also congratulations and thank you. But this is the 500th show. So that's a lot of stuff that's come out, and I hope you have appreciated, or I hope you've enjoyed, more to the point, the shows that have been put out, whether you've listened to one or whether you've listened to 500 since then. It has been noted and really, really appreciated. So thank you to everyone for the support. Now, Warnie.
Let's get it on, Gilly.
Let's look at Yahoo points leagues and streams for Sunday. Jackson Hayes still available in a lot of leagues. He's over 50% available, and this was something that we thought might happen with Ingram and McCollum out, that they play Hayes a few more minutes, and that did happen in that first game. He got, 35 minutes on Friday, so I think he's a great option for now until at least one of those two guys returns. Jalen Smith in Indiana is a good Yahoo point stream as well. We've got the absence of Brogdon. I don't know whether they're going to start Smith at the 4 and Brissett at the 3, or put Duarte in there, but he's at least a solid enough option to try. Alec Burks is available. Yeah, Alec Burks is available.
Alec Berg.
So he's definitely a 12-team league guy. Isaiah Roby's a 12-team league guy, as is... Roby is. The next bloke I'm not so sure about.
It's a delicate dance in just 17 steps.
That's Alperen Şengün. Christian Wood and Jayshawn Tate are both off the injury report. So we'd highly expect that Şengün goes back to the bench and plays his 21, 22 minutes, right, which is far from ideal, but there is still some streaming value in Şengün just to come in and get enough points, but he's not a must-roster guy. There is stream value there. Naji Marshall, they finally said, you know what, Tony Snell isn't the answer. Thanks, Willie Green. So Naji Marshall's been getting some minutes. I like him as an option. You could even throw in Trey Murphy, who went pretty crazy last game on Friday for the Pelicans. Isaiah Jackson's available. I know foul trouble's a problem, but I don't care. He's still worth having. Goran Dragic, Brandon Clark, Darius Baisley, all got value at least for Sunday in your Yahoo points leagues to be streamed in. In ESPN points leagues, again, it's really hard. I've got to have some sort of cutoff. I use 50% rostered, but there are names here I go, this is impossible. But then I look at Jackson Hayes, he's 23% rostered on ESPN. So either 70% or 60% of leagues are inactive, which is possible, or there's just a lot of people sleeping here on the potential of Hayes for the moment. I don't know. So I don't know what the correct cutoff is. Maybe I should bring it to 35 next week on ESPN, because some of these names shouldn't be available. Like, why is Cameron Payne available in over 50% of leagues? He shouldn't be, but he is. Herb Jones, Jay Crowder, Isaiah Roby, Alec Burks, Andre Drummond. All these guys are available in some form in some ESPN league. And you might look at yours and say none of these guys are available. But I think you'd find maybe one of them. Maybe it's Roby. Maybe it is Crowder. Maybe it is Herb Jones in an ESPN points league. But these are all guys available in a lot of spots. And I think next week I'll have to bring that cutoff number down below 50. Maybe it is 30. But as I said, Jackson Hayes is rostered in under 30% of leagues on ESPN at the moment. So is that actually a reliable indicator? I'm not sure. So going through the list again, because I just was sort of all over the place there. Hayes, that's Jackson Hayes, Cameron Payne, Herb Jones, Jay Crowder as ESPN streamers, Isaiah Roby, the Big Avocado, Andre Drummond, Alec Burks, Jalen Smith, Smitty, Bruce Brown, the Shark, and Malik Monk is available, and his minutes are pretty strong. And his production's pretty strong at the moment. With the absence of Anthony Davis, he's been playing at a relatively high level. Built is always at a high level because they are the best tasting protein bars ever. Built Bar, look, you know what you're getting here. You're getting something that tastes great. Doesn't taste like a disgusting protein bar, but it's good for you because it's got 17 grams of protein. It's just 130 calories. It's high protein, low sugar, low carbs, low fat, and they taste great. And have you tried their puffs? Protein-infused marshmallow. There's a lemon pie cheesecake flavor. There's a cinnamony churro flavor. There's a ruby chocolate, which, by the way, if you haven't tried it, not saying the ruby chocolate Built Bar, because I haven't tried that one yet. I'm not going to bullshit to you that I've tried ruby chocolate puff. I haven't. But going what I know with ruby chocolate, it's the goat chocolate. It's the best tasting chocolate ever. Have you ever tasted it? You got to have it. That's why I can't wait for my ruby chocolate puffs to arrive. Can't wait to taste how Built Bar's dealt with that. They are amazing. So head to Built.com. Use your promo code LOCKED15, LOCKED15, and save 15% off your order of your delicious and healthy Built Bars. Built Bar is built different. Okay, so let's go to category leagues now and guys that we can stream in for Sunday's action in the points category. You want a boost in scoring? These might be your guys. The Duck, Luke Kennard. Last 2 games from Kennard have been good. Last 2 from Terrence Mann have not. But we've seen this from Mann, Kennard, Coffey, Boston at times. How they just wax and wane in minutes and production and usage and shots and all that sort of shit. At the moment, it's Kennard. Chris Duarte. I don't love him as a player or a prospect, but with Brogdon out, look, there is no guarantee that Duarte even plays. He's got his own toe issue that might keep him out of this back-to-back. I don't know. But for now, if he plays, he's a good stream. Reggie Bullock, Eric Gordon. Now, these are inconsistent players. That's why they're available. But when you're looking, hey, can a bloke go off for 20 points? These guys are here. Pat Mills, same. Naji Marshall in that elevated role. I think he's an interesting points guy. Maybe 14, 16 points. Possibility. Goran Dragic. He's scraping a bit the bottom there. Same with KJ Martin because of the return of the Wild Thing Jay Sean Tate. But maybe they just go with Martin over Tate. They probably won't. But maybe they do. O'Shea Brissett. He can sometimes get hot. And Kelly Olynyk. Well, the minutes were dreadful last game for Olynyk. But will he push back to 20? Can he score 14 points? It's possible. But this is, again, I talk about this a lot, is that people get, enamored by points and the numbers of points and say you don't need to draft points in leagues. You can just grab them off the waiver wire, but you actually can't. These guys are available. What do they score? 10? 8? It's not enough to make up the gap. You can't get even close to an average player, really, off the waiver wire in a points category. You can't get anywhere remotely close to average. And that's why the high points guys go early in drafts. So while you find a guy that he averages 10, that's cool, but an average production in a category league is 17 points. So getting 10, does it actually help you that much? Not really. And that's why it is the hardest category to actually influence off the waiver wire. Just look at those names. For relying upon KJ Martin and Goran Dragic to help win the points category, I'd say chuck a couple of prayers upstairs because it's going to be pretty rough. Anyway, let's look at 3-pointers. A lot of the same names here. Bullock, Kennard, Mills, Gordon. Because if they score well, they're going to do it through threes. They'll probably have 3 to 4 threes each if they actually produce the points that we need. The other one to watch is Ken Murphy, better known to you as Trey Murphy, who has been missing all season. And then finally on Friday, they went, we're down, CJ. We're down, Ingram. We won't play Snell and we won't play Temple. We'll actually see what our rookie, who played well in Summer League and in preseason, can do. And what did he do? He did good. 30-plus points. Hit a lot of threes. I like Trey Murphy. I liked him a lot in the preseason. I thought there was a chance they would start him. Instead, they wind up with Herb Jones, and that obviously worked well. But Murphy's shooting is very interesting. Nico Batum's in here. Landry Shamet, basically every point that he scores will be from 3. So he's got a 3-point streaming ability. Gary Bird, It's Garrison Matthews, Chris Duarte, and Goran Dragic. So way more value in the three-pointer category off the wire. These guys, Bullock, Kennard, Mills, Gordon, Murphy, Batum, you could sham it even. You could say 2 threes minimum pretty much coming from those blokes, which is well above average for a fantasy category. You can get a lot of threes off the waiver wire. Rebounds. O'Shea Brissett. Extra minutes possibly with Brogdon out. Bill Hernan-Gomez. If they keep Jackson Hayes at the 4 because Brandon Ingram's out, then it means Hernan-Gomez gets the backup minutes behind Valanciunas. Now, he played 5 minutes 2 games ago, but he could get 20. Naji Marshall, pretty good rebounder. Maxi Kleber. Last game for Kleber was dreadful. He had 3 fouls in 4 minutes. That's why the minutes were low. And Dwight Powell was going off. Don't expect that to be the regular minutes distribution, though. Nicky Claxton, with Aldridge out, 20 minutes there, 7-8 rebounds. Hartenstein, rough from him. Had foul trouble last game, played 12 minutes, but he could easily play 22. KJ Martin, yep, I've said about him enough. JaVale McGee had 15 rebounds, 18 minutes the other night. Always got a chance to bring up a double-double off the bench. Onyeka Okongwu, with John Collins questionable now with a foot and finger issue. That does help Okongwu a little bit. Not because he's going to play Collins' minutes, but it means Collins won't play Okongwu's minutes. And Kelly Olynyk, if they give him the extra minutes, which they may not, there might be some rebound value in him there. Let's look at assists. Pretty rough to find these ones off the wire as well. But today, actually, for this day, it's not too bad. There are some options here. Goran Dragic. He's getting 20-odd minutes a game. That might be 5 or 6 assists. Jose Alvarado. You'd think minimum 20 minutes, maybe push to 25. He's going to feature a little bit later, but he's a good option with McCollum out. Tyus Jones. Always an option there for assists. The Duck Luke Kennard can help. Corey Joseph with Killian Hayes' status still up in the air. Markel Fultz has been assisting at a really high level. You might get 7 assists from him. He's been really good at that category. Dennis Schroeder, he might play 22 minutes ridiculously, but he might, and that might be enough. Aaron Holiday, that's now we're getting bottom of the barrel. That's 3-4 assists there. Horton Tucker, who's probably going to get some good minutes there, Talon. And then Chris Duarte, who, again, was a point guard in college, but hasn't really handled the ball much in the NBA. And with Halliburton and passing wizard Buddy Hield in the mix, maybe Duarte doesn't get that same opportunity. But once we get to the bottom of that list, we are going bottom of the barrel stuff. But BetOnline is definitely not bottom of the barrel. That's top of the barrel, in fact. And college basketball, the tournament's here. We're going to feel it for the NBA next week. The college basketball tournament is here, so all the latest odds, contests, and props. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all of your sports betting needs and info. BetOnline remains the best spot for all of your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just basketball. Actually, according to this ad read, they got the exclamation point there. And it's not just basketball. Cool. BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sports wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline is where the game starts. All right, steals. Who do we stream in? Let's start in New Orleans. 2 blokes that I like there. Jose Alvarado, 2 steal possibility. Naji Marshall, the minute should give you a steal, maybe 2. In New York, Juice McBride. Doesn't really do anything else, but he's getting strong minutes. Always a 2 steal possibility there. Horton Tucker and Duarte, we've talked about them a lot. Kyle Anderson is a good steals guy without much else. Goran Dragic, Trey Murphy. Delon Wright, although they weirdly sort of limited him in the rotation last game. I don't know whether they'll continue to do that. They'd lost, so maybe they fix that up. And Reggie Bullock maybe gets you a steal or 2. But up the top there, Alvarado, Marshall, some really, really strong steal stream value. For blocks, Hartenstein and Claxton, pretty obvious block streamers, but good ones. Okongwu, Kleber, and then after them, it gets a little bit rough. Well, actually not. Nick Batum can be a strong blocks guy because of the minutes he's going to get. JaVale McGee can easily block 2 in 18. Your man, the incantation.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
It's actually Olivier Sarr of the Thunder. He might only play 12 minutes, but he can easily block 2 shots there. Grant Williams, Kyle Anderson, and Taj Gibson has taken back the backup minutes off Jericho Sims. Tom Thibodeau said, all right, give the young bloke a chance. Fuck him now. Get someone else in there. Taj, can you help me? So Taj is getting those minutes again now as the backup center. Field goal percentage. JaVale McGee, always a great field goal guy. Okongwu, Dwight Powell, who went actually crazy last game. What did he score, 26 or something? Hartenstein, Claxton, KJ Martin. Bill Hernan-Gomez. Amazingly, and I'm not taking the piss, DeAndre Jordan's an option to stream for field goal percentage. He is actually horrific on the court. He's not the greatest fantasy guy, but when he is out there, he will get 1 or 2 dunks. You go 80% from the field on his 6 points, get cooked, but still put up good field goal percentage. And while I'm not coaching the team, Doc Rivers is. You know Doc Rivers is going to play him 14, 13 minutes. And that might lead to him going 3 or 4 from the field. And that's a boost. It's enough of a boost to be important. Dwight Howard. Well, I don't even know if Dwight's going to play because some nights he does, some nights he doesn't. If you can guess that he's going to play, then sure. And then, this guy, he's playing really well. Flaming Mo Wagner. He's been great. Really, really efficient scoring off the bench for the Magic and doing it with high usage. Lastly, let's look at free throw percentage. The Italian cock, Dino Gallinari. The Farmers Union, Amir Coffey. The Duck, Luke Kennard. I was trying to see if I could nickname all of these guys and then went to Corey Joseph, and the nickname that almost came out probably would have got me cancelled. But anyway, Corey Joseph, free throw percentage stream. Lou Williams. What are we going to call Lou Williams? Nah, you can't be the Wood Slayer because that's Dennis Smith Jr. Anyway, Dennis Schroeder, DJ Augustin, Reggie Bullock, Landry Shamet, and Big Grant Williams. And that will do it for me today. Don't forget to follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and on the Odyssey app. If you are here on YouTube, what are you doing? Thumb it up. Subscribe it. Leave your comments. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.